Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Now, before you all say anything, I want to preface this by saying I'm doing this in a hotel room, actually at the Hilton, in Branson, Missouri, with a USB microphone, which is not my regular microphone, in a room that's not a podcasting studio. So I apologize for the audio. We'll get on to the podcast. I agree that it's a bunch of bullshit, and I'll tell you why. Welcome to the Tiddy and Shiner Show, episode number 44. And I'll tell you why it's bullshit. Because I'm stuck up in a hotel in Branson, my favorite place on earth. Good. Shiner's out in the deer woods, hunting them down like it's crazy. And Donnie has been nowhere to be found. He's not in Branson, so I'm sure he's back home. That's okay, though. I think I can wing this for a little while by myself. How is everybody doing? Hope you guys had a great week. We've been busy at the 420 Eats shop, and same thing with our Outcast Media group. If business is busy, busy is good, right? So that's the way we are, and that's the way we like to keep it. Just can't wait till we can actually start really. But to start the day today, Wednesday, which this podcast will come out on Thursday, Bernie Sanders suspended his campaign events after some heart surgery. You know how I like to talk, Bernie Sanders, and I'll guarantee you that heart surgery was free. You know why? Because he's a senator. He gets free health care. He's not like the rest of us at work. That has absolutely nothing to do with communism. He gets it because he's a senator. Must be nice, right? Secondly, if you all have crawled underneath a rock and have not noticed, there's still some record-breaking heat out there, and we are in October, people. We are in October. There's a lot of fall crops that are failing because of this heat. And for those farmers, man, my heart goes out to you because, believe me, I know how hard it is to get out there and work in a field and bust your ass trying to earn a buck. And, my God, it's just hot. It's hotter than hell. And if they're not able to bring good crops in, there's no money to be made. No money to be made, man. Eating ramen noodles, you know how it is. If you guys are hockey fans, there was a kid who's a super fan, the hockey team in St. Louis, and it's a championship team. Not that that was pretty. It's not often that good news gets circulated out there, and this one seems to be on all the platforms, so it's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool, for sure. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with R. Kelly, but the judge denied him bail again over his sex abuse case. I don't know what to think about that guy. You know, they had a chance to lock him up 15 years ago. Apparently, the stuff that the prosecution had was just not nail in the coffin kind of stuff, and his defense team got him out of it. And I don't know what to say to him. You know, rot in jail for all I care. You did it the first time and you got off, and you did it the second time. You ain't going nowhere. Sit your ass down. You might want to friend up with the Bloods or the Crips or the White Boys or whoever in jail, whoever you got to form up with to save your ass. People like him don't get along very well in prison. They don't last very long. You saw that with Jeffrey Epstein. He wasn't even in prison. He was just in jail. That's all right. I don't want to talk about R. Kelly anyways. He can just rot. Here's something for you guys. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Forbes released their 400 richest Americans. And I shit you not, Kylie Jenner is the youngest self-made billionaire. Now, I don't know how self-made she actually is, but Forbes estimates that her makeup company alone, Kylie's Cosmetics, is worth at least $900 million. I do not see that and don't get it. Don't get it at all. But one guy came out on top. And, you know, here's something else, too. They released the annual list of the 400 wealthiest Americans who have a combined net worth of a staggering $2.96 trillion. That's according to the outlet, whoever the flip the outlet is. But Amazon's founder and CEO, Jeff Bezos, held on to the number one spot for a second consecutive year, with Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates, who's a close second on the list. Bezos touts a net worth of $114 billion, a significant decrease from last year's $160 billion, due to the terms of his high-profile divorce with wife Mackenzie Bezos. She was awarded 25% of the couple's Amazon shares and made the list for the first time this year, clocking in at number 15 with a $36.1 billion fortune. Will you be my sugar mama? Please, Mackenzie. Please. I'm begging you. I'd do whatever. You need your butt wiped? I'll wipe it. Anyhow, Bill Gates. He is $8 billion less than Bezos at $106 billion. He's in the number 2 spot. He donated $35.8 billion to charity so far, and he and his wife have the biggest private charitable foundation, which is pretty cool. Warren Buffett's out there, Zuckerberg, Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison's out there. They kind of round out the top 5, but the youngest person to make the list, other than Kylie Jenner, is 29-year-old Snap Incorporated CEO Evan Spiegel, with the oldest being a 96-year-old media magnate, Summer Redstone. 56 women made the list. I'm all for women making money, man. I need sugar mamas. I'll take more than one. That's okay. Even Jay-Z's a billionaire. Wish I was a billionaire. Who knows? Maybe one day. May not be, but either way, I'm going to have fun. I'd probably just spend all the money anyways. What about you guys? What if you had $1 billion? What would you do? Seriously. Think about it for a second. What would you do? You know, there's a lot of places out there that I would highlight to possibly give money. There's people that have helped me along the way, loaned me some money, which I paid back, but loaned me some money. And, it'd be kind of cool to just write them a big old fat check and say, hey, thanks for the favor way back when. I appreciate it. Here's it back tenfold. But that's not really what I'm asking for here. What would you buy? I mean, are you guys car people? Bigger home? I don't necessarily want a bigger home. We have 5 bedrooms, so I don't need a bigger home. Perhaps a smaller home that's a lot cooler and has a pool and a spa and all that happy crap. Okay, I could go for that. I would rather just build myself a really, really, really big garage, about a 20,000 square foot garage, and then just start filling it up with muscle cars and whatever cars that I dreamed about owning when I was a kid and then turned into a grown up. You know, my favorite car is not a car. My favorite car is actually a 1958 Chevrolet Apache pickup truck. I've been stuck on that truck my whole life. And my Uncle Woodrow used to have a 58 Apache, and it looked so much cooler than the 57s. 57s had one big headlight on each side. The 58 had 2 side by side, and I just thought that. And this truck was blue with a white grill and white rims. There's no frills, no spills. I'd take it exactly like it is. That's my ultimate. But, I was born in 67, so there's a lot of 67 cars I'd want. Obviously a 67 Firebird, 67 Plymouth GTX, 67 Corvette, 435 horse, 67 GTO. Hell, I'd even take one of the old 67 Ferraris, maybe a 67 van. I think a cool van from back in the 60s. I think that'd be kind of. But what would you guys do with money? Would you put it back? Would you invest it? I mean, obviously we'd invest some in our business. That's a no-brainer. My homie and producer Donnie would both be millionaires. I'd never leave them out. They my homie. Got to remain homies. But people who help you out along the way. He doesn't really get paid, and none of us really get paid that much. We're just plugging away and waiting for that pot of gold somewhere along the rainbow. I know it's there. It's got to be. I see other people, and I want some of that. What other thing is going on in the world? Anybody been watching NASCAR lately? NASCAR's gotten pretty good lately. The drama amongst some of those guys, pretty awesome for sure. But it's always nice to catch, a fight every once, a good argument every once, something of that nature. So I got a question for you. Any of y'all out there Twitter fans? We don't use the Twitter so much. We definitely still have our Twitter for both the 420 and Outcast Media Group, but we're more Instagram people than anything. But if you're a Twitter person, tell you what, Tuesday night it went dark again, about 6 hours long, and people started losing ever loving mind. I don't know. I don't know why people lose their mind over that. I'd call that 6 hours a good rest. I just don't get why people will lose their mind. That's okay, though. Not my bag. Well, we're not going to give a review of Stroker Ace because Shiner is stroking his ace somewhere out in the woods. I wish I could talk to him, but he didn't have good signal. Otherwise, I'd bring him on a phone and see if we could patch a little bit of this into it. But I'm not going to ramble on too much longer. This is going to be a short podcast. It's very late here in Branson. I worked my butt off all day, and I at least wanted to give you guys something out there. As far as I know, it's not the Tiddy and Shiner show that you guys are used to, but it's better than leaving you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you that tunes in every week. Another favor that I got to ask you guys: if you guys listen on Apple Podcasts, please go to Apple Podcasts and give us a review, and be honest about it. We had a review last week, I think it was, and guy just totally admitted, I'm a Democrat. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that you guys talk about, but, you guys back your stuff up with good knowledge, and it's made me look into a few things, and it's actually changed his mind on a couple. So it doesn't mean he's going Republican, but it does mean that it's nice to hear the other side without boasting about it. Everybody, whether you're Democrat or whether you're Republican on Capitol Hill, when you talk about being, we're not boasting. We're just, we're basically nothing more than just a truthful news agency. I'll give the truth, good or bad, Republican or Democrat. There's a lot of stuff that the Democrats do that just bug the shit out of me. But there's stuff that Republicans do as well. Anyhow, I'm going to cut this thing short, you guys. Thank you, each and every one of you, for listening. Remember, if you go watch our 420 Each show on YouTube, we would appreciate it if you subscribed, give it a like, hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time something goes on. I spent the day yesterday after work at my house doing a tutorial on how I make a good Bloody Mary. So as soon as I get that out of the edit room and get that onto YouTube, there'll be one more thing for you guys to watch on the 420 Eats channel. We also have the Outcast Media Group channel, which has other posts on it that you might be interested in. Get there, subscribe to that, hit like, hit that bell notification on there as well. We'll take all the happiness we can get. All right, y'all. As Shiner says, get out there, kick the day in the ass, leave your mark on the world. Shiner, I miss you. Big Tiddy, out. I'll bet Shiner's in the woods still high.
This podcast sucks.